Hello children, today we are going to discuss about an important grammar part. The topic is sentences. Here we are going to learn about the definition of sentence, rules of sentence and what a sentence possesses and its kinds. Definition. A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense, typically containing a subject and a verb. For example, Ram goes to school every day. This is a sentence and it gives us complete meaning, right? So that's why we are calling it as a sentence. Okay, I would like to give you some more examples. I like to eat mangoes. What is your name? Are you tired? What a lovely day. Please give me some water. These are the examples of sentences. In our day-to-day life, we are using lots and lots of sentences to express our needs, suggestions, thoughts, expectations, obligations, and feelings. Right? So, these sentences plays a major role in our day-to-day life. So, we have to keep it in our mind that whenever we are speaking or writing anything, we have to give a complete meaningful sentences. That is the only thing we have to keep it in our mind. We should speak or write a meaningful and complete sentences. Okay, then there are many rules to be followed while writing. The first and the foremost rule is, whenever we are starting a sentence, the first letter of the sentence must be always in capital. Okay, we should always start a sentence with capital letter. That is the main thing. And we have to end that sentence with a punctuation mark like full stop or question mark or exclamatory mark, like that. Any punctuation marks we have to use. Okay, and the main thing is leaving regular spaces, a finger spaces. We can leave a finger space between the words. Okay, you have to ensure that you are leaving space among the words. Now here I have given you some phrases. In these phrases you can find some sentences with full meaning, but some sentences that doesn't give any meaning or anything like that. If you are finding it is a full sentence or complete one, you have to put a tick on yes, and if it is not a sentence, you have to put a tick on no. Okay, for example, first sentence, see the first sentence, my pen has, that's it. It doesn't have anything and it doesn't gives a what meaningful sense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tick on no. By seeing that sentence itself, you can come to know that there is no full stop or any punctuation mark at the end of the sentence. By that itself, you can come to know that it is not a sentence, right? Then second one, that fox. That fox, it also doesn't give us any meaningful sentences. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to put a tick on no, as it doesn't give any meaningful sentence. Then see the third one, I can see my dog, and it ends with a full stop. It ends with a full stop and it gives us what? A complete sentence. It gives us a complete sense. So this is also what? A sentence. So I'm going to put a tick on yes. And see the fourth one, do you like the fog? And it gives what? Complete meaning. So this is a sentence. So these are the sentence. Okay, I have done for you. Now the remaining exercise, remaining fill-ups you have to do. Now this is one more simple exercise. What you are going to do is you are just going to fill these blanks with simple sentence, 1, 2 or 3 words. That is enough. For example, first sentence starts with I and that's a blank, right? So what you are going to fill it is like I am a boy or I am a girl, like that simple sentence, that is enough. And see the second one, Sheila. Sheila dash. Sheila is an adorable girl. And see the third one, Kumar dash. Kumar is an intelligent boy, like that. Try to place 3 or 4 words, that is enough, and you just keep on practicing framing lot of sentences. Then only you can develop your vocabulary. Okay, so first starts with simple sentences. Then you go on or move on to the compound, complex, like that. Right? Now, next slide. Now we are going to see what a sentence possesses or what it contains. Actually, a sentence is made up of subject and a predicate. Sentence is made up of subject and predicate. Just you look at this picture. For running a train, which one is more important? Yeah, engine is the most important thing to run a train, right? Like that, in the sentence also, subject plays a major role. Subject plays a major role. A sentence is made up of 2 parts, subjects and predicate. For example, my mother cooks delicious food. My mother cooks delicious food. In that, my mother is the subject. In that, my mother is the subject and cooks delicious food is the predicate. The subject is that the part of the sentence which contains the doer of the action. Okay, who is doing that action, or about what we are speaking, or about whom we are speaking, that main person or that main thing is the subject. Okay, and or tells what the sentence is about. Who is the main thing in that sentence? Who is the main, about whom we are speaking? No, that is the subject. And all the remaining leftover words are called as predicate. And you have to keep it in the mind that always a predicate contains a verb. Predicate always contains a verb. And the subject, if you see, you can find the subject as nouns or pronouns. The subject will be of mostly nouns or pronouns, like my mother, the dog, or he or she, like that. Okay, so if you find a word of noun or pronoun means, then that is a subject. If you find a word of verb, that sentence or that phrase contains a verb means, then that is the predicate. Okay, now see here in this image I have given you everything in detail. Subject tells who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate tells what the subject does or is. Okay, for example, see the first one. Mr. Parks is our principal. Mr. Parks is our principal. In this, Mr. Parks is the subject and principal is the what? Predicate. See, Mr. Parks is a noun. It's a naming word, right? That's why we are calling it as a subject. And if you see the left out words, is our principal. That is what? It is a verb. It is what? Verb. And that's why we are calling it as a predicate. Now move on to the next one. Max and Ben. See, the Max and Ben are what? Nouns, right? So that's why we are calling it as a subject. And see the remaining leftover part. Are in 3rd grade. That are is a verb in the 3rd grade. The remaining leftover things are what? The predicate. Okay. So that's what I am trying to say is, the subject is that part of the sentence which names a person or thing. Predicate is a part of the sentence which tells something about the subject. Predicate is a part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. Okay. See, here you can find, as I told you earlier, the subject contains a noun or pronoun. The subject contains a noun or pronoun. The predicate contains a verb. Okay. See, here I have given you an exercise about subject and predicate. Choose a subject from the box to complete each sentence. In this box I have given the subjects. Okay, in this box I have given all the subjects for the following sentences. You have to place which word suits these answers. Okay, suits these questions. For example, the first one. Dash looked for the nectar in the flower. Dash looked for the nectar in the flower. Usually, which one seeks the nectar? A bee, right? So, the exact and the correct answer is a buzzing bee. So, first one answer is a buzzing bee looked for nectar in the flower. That buzzing bee is a subject and looked for nectar in the flower is the predicate. Like that, you have to answer for all these questions. And we can move on to the next one also. Second one. Dash has lots of clothes in it. Which one usually possesses clothes? A closet, right? A closet is nothing but a cupboard. Closet is nothing but a cupboard. Usually we used to keep or storing jewels or books or clothes in a closet, right? So my closet has lots of clothes in it. So this is an easy exercise. Children, you just give a try, you can do it easily. Okay, few only 7 more you can do on your own. Right now we are going to see the most important part of this video, that is the kinds of sentences. Okay, this is the most important thing. Here we are going to see how many kinds of sentences. Now we are going to see how many kinds of sentences. There are totally 4 kinds of sentences. There are totally 4 kinds of sentences, and those 4 kinds are: the first one is the declarative, and interrogative, and exclamatory, and imperative. Declarative, interrogative, exclamatory, and imperative. See children, as these are difficult words, so now itself you just learn the spelling of these words. Okay, that is very, very important thing. You just learn the spelling of these words. Okay, the first one is the declarative, and the second one is the interrogative, and the third one is the exclamatory, and the fourth one is the imperative. Now I am going to explain in detail about everything here. Okay, and as I told you earlier, all the sentence ends with the punctuation mark, right? Here we are going to see what are those punctuation marks. Each sentence they have to complete with what? A punctuation mark. So for a declarative always ends with a full stop. Keep it in your mind. Declarative always ends with a full stop, and imperative always ends with full stop, and sometimes, not always, sometimes with exclamatory mark. And interrogative always ends with a question marks. Okay, if you find any sentence that ends with question mark, then you can easily answer that as a interrogative sentence. And the fourth one is the exclamatory. Okay, exclamatory sentence always ends with the exclamatory mark. Okay, now I am going to explain you about a declarative sentence. A sentence that says or states something is called an assertive or declarative. Okay, a sentence that states or states something is called an assertive or declarative. Okay, it's nothing about you used to speak lot of sentences about daily facts, usually happening things, right? For example, the sun rises in the east. Okay, it happens every day. I study every day. Mumbai is a crowded city. He's an honest boy. These are the example of these sentences. Okay, and you have to keep it in the mind that declarative always ends with a full stop. These declarative sentences has 2 more names. One is assertive and another one is statement. Okay, but you people try to use the word declarative. The sentence always tells what? A simple sentence. Okay, it's nothing tell more than that. It always used to express what? It always says a simple statement. Okay, parrot is a beautiful bird. That usually happen things, that facts, those things to express those kinds of sentences we'll be using this declarative. Okay, Madurai is a temple city. Gandhiji is the father of our nation, like that. Okay, here I have given you few more examples. I love my dog. My new car is black. I and my sister don't see each other anymore. So these are the examples of the declarative sentences, and you can find there is a full stop at the end of all these sentences. Okay, so declarative always ends with the full stop. Now second one. The second one is the imperative. So what is the second one? Second sentence is imperative. Imperative sentence that express a command, an request, or an advice. It is called imperative. Examples are: please give me some water, open the door, revise your lessons regularly. Okay, these sentences which express order, command, request, advice, or suggestions, these are called imperative. Okay, and these sentences always ends with the full stop. These sentences always ends with the full stop. The examples are: go to school, please close the door, kindly lend me your book, please call your sister. And next we are going to see about interrogative. What we are going to see, the next one is interrogative sentences. A sentence that asks a question is called a question or interrogative sentence at the end of the sentence. For example, what is your name? Are you tired? Why are you late? These types of questions, the sentence which starts with the WH questions or question words, that sentences are called as interrogative questions. Here I have given a few more examples. Where do you live? What kind of music do you want to dance to? These are the examples of interrogative sentence, and you have to keep it in the mind that always interrogative sentences ends with a question mark. Now the last one, exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence, a sentence that expresses a strong feeling, happiness, joy, sadness, excitement, wonder is called exclamatory sentence. Okay. Usually we put exclamatory mark at the end of an exclamatory sentence. These sentences used to express our strong feelings or sudden emotions such as sorrow, joy, surprise, wonder, contempt, etc. are called exclamatory sentences. For example, what a beautiful flower it is. Bravo, well done, well done. How beautiful the rainbow is. Okay. Like that, to express our sudden feelings and emotions, we'll be using this exclamatory sentences. Here I have given some examples. Just look a glance how beautiful this city is. Oh my God, would you stop by here? These are exclamatory sentences, and if a sentence ends with the exclamatory mark, then that is exclamatory sentence. Okay, sit over. Just now I am going to recap what are the things we have seen. Okay, we have seen what there are 4 kinds of sentences: imperative, declarative, exclamatory, and interrogative. Okay, declarative is a statement, or to express a simple thought or simple sentence, we will be using this declarative sentence. And interrogative is nothing but a question sentence, that it ends with a question mark. And third one is the imperative. Whenever we give any command or any advice or suggestion to anyone, we'll be using this imperative sentence. And fourth one is the exclamative, that is to express our sudden feelings or emotions or joy, anything kind of those feelings, we will be using this exclamation. Okay, and it always ends with the exclamatory mark. Okay, now here I have given a worksheet. Okay, here what you have to do is, usually a sentence always ends with the punctuation mark, right? So here you have to, first you just go through this exercise and you just think what would be coming at the end of the sentence. Maybe punctuation mark or full stop or question mark, like that. Just place those punctuation marks in that given blanks, and at last what you have to do is you have to find out what kind of sentence it is. Okay, for that only I have given the side blanks. Okay, for example, take the first one, how was your day in the school? By seeing the first one itself, we can come to know that the first word is what? Question word, how. So at the end of the sentence, what should come? Question mark should come. So place a question mark here, like this, and write interrogative, and write interrogative. Okay, ninth one, I am now speaking about ninth one. Congratulations on your achievement. Then this is what? A sudden feeling. So that is exclamatory, exclamation sentence. So what you have to do is you have to place a exclamatory mark, and here you have to write exclamatory sentence. That's it. This lesson over. Thank you.